Here we go. Hello, Facebook. Welcome to Zen Mondays. I am live on both Facebook and Instagram. My name is Stephanie Verschow. I am an empowerment certified coach and energy healer. Hi, Mel. Welcome. Get comfy. I got a beer here going on. I know people usually do wine, but I love my beer. So happy Monday. I'm going to let you guys get comfy. Get what you want to get, and then we'll begin. Let's see, have you guys heard of Roots Palmera? Such good jams. All right, let's get started. So welcome again. Today's Zen Mondays, it's all about releasing a layer of your identity that no longer serves you. So this is the part that there's a part within you that is ready to grow, that is ready to evolve. And then there's a direct conflict of a part within you that got really comfortable with, maybe being lazy, maybe having limiting beliefs about certain things. So I want you to think about it as this part of your identity that you still relate to that person, but you've outgrown it. So maybe a great visualization would be of think of you when you were in college. Maybe if you're still in college, then put yourself, a few years back and think of you, who you are today. And then there's a part of you that you are like, okay, for me, in college, it was fine if I was staying up late or, whatever things I want to change about myself. But now as I'm looking into myself today, I'm like, you know what? That no longer serves me. So how can I start shifting those parts of myself? I had a call earlier today with one of my clients, and she has a lot of anxiety. So I don't want to give too many details, but it's rooted on anxiety. And even though that part of her identity is really tied into anxiety, now she wants to start shifting that and let go of the anxiety, but she's had that anxiety for a few years. So now it's become part of her identity. Now it's like, I'm so-and-so, I am anxious. And if you're trying to shift that and no longer be an anxious person, if you relate to your identity as I am anxious, anything identity is I am. So I am anxious or I have anxiety. If you still believe that that's a part of who you are, then it's going to be hard for you not to be anxious or not to have anxiety in this case. So I'm going to share with you guys today 5 steps that you can start doing immediately if you're ready to call yourself out. And what I mean by calling yourself out is to say, take responsibility that part of your life, it's not anybody else's fault but your fault. So what I'm going to share with you is 5 steps on how do you release a layer of your identity that no longer serves you. You're going to call yourself out. You're going to say, you know what? I can see how part of me has been making this a reality and I'm ready to let it go. So let's begin. Okay, so step number 1 is decide or have the awareness that, you know what? There is a part of myself that it no longer resonates with the person that I am today. So what is that part of yourself that it's like it doesn't feel comfortable anymore? Another way as you're making this decision is maybe there is a sweater that you've had for a really long time. And you've had it for a while, you've had it for a few years, and every time you try to put on that sweater or those pants or that dress, whatever it is, you're like, this doesn't feel right. So you never end up wearing it. You think you're gonna wear it, but every time you're gonna put it on, you're like, oh, this feels off. So it's like, what's that part of yourself that you are ready to shed? So decide, that is step 1. Because as soon as you decide, you bring awareness and you have clarity and you make a decision. So with the example I was telling you earlier, one of my clients is her anxiety. Anxiety is very much a part of who she is. Now she feels that without her anxiety, it's not really her. So what is that part of her? Step 1, decide. Step 2, now you want to start investigating. So I would say take a couple of days, maybe up to a week, to start thinking, okay, what part of my life brings that identity to life, right? So going back to the example of anxiety, let's say that, you also relate to anxiety and you're ready to let it go. Okay, what part of my life brings that to life? Is it certain foods? So maybe every time you feel anxious, you binge eat a certain brand of chips. Stop buying those chips, right? So let's say with another part, what part of your life brings that anxiety to life? Maybe you've had certain shirts, like, the lazy shirts or your pajama shirts that you wear to bed or on the weekends. And every time you put it on, it brings that anxiety to life. Maybe it's certain brands of like shampoo. So maybe you feel like you've been an anxious person for the past 2 years of your life and you keep buying the same brand of shampoo, conditioner, soap, whatever it is. So again, it could be friendships, it could be environment, it could be foods. So step number 2 is to say, okay, this is the part. So step number 1, you decide and you bring awareness. This is the layer that I'm ready to shed. Step number 2 is, okay, so that's when it takes investigation, because step number 2 is like, okay, what brings my anxiety to life? So for the next few days, you can take a journal, you can put it on your phone, whatever is easier for you. If you feel anxious, if you feel like you're getting anxiety, then you investigate. You become objective. Don't judge what causes anxiety. That doesn't do anything for you. Then maybe you feel anxious because you, you were on Instagram and you saw somebody, a friend of a friend, and it reminded me of your ex-boyfriend. And then you're like, this anxiety. Mute that friend for a while. It doesn't mean you don't love her. It just means she's still friends with your ex-boyfriend. And every time you see her feed, you become anxious. It doesn't serve you. Maybe it's a shampoo where right now you think, what does a shampoo mean? You've been using it for all the years you've had anxiety. Of course, it has something to do with it, right? Shift that up. So you want to start shifting parts of your environment. Clothes, food, people. Start and do the low-hanging fruit. So if you're like, my work makes me anxious, okay, you may not want to quit tomorrow, but you can start realizing if your work is really the root of all anxiety. Is it your manager that makes you anxious? Is it the type of job that you do? Is it the company? Is it the commute? So you can start investigating and bring awareness. So it's not just like, I'm an anxious person. It's like, no, this makes me anxious. Again, you detach from your anxiety. You are not anxious. You've just trained yourself enough times and it's repeated behavior that now there are certain triggers that when they're around you, it makes you be anxious. Stop saying you are anxious. No, you're having anxiety or you're feeling anxiety. Do not say anymore, I am whatever thing you're trying to shed. I'm always going to be single. I guess I am single. I will. Stop that. No, you're just going through the phase that you are single, right? So stop making it seem like it's a part of yourself. It's just a phase that you're experiencing, right? Everything has a beginning, middle, and end. Okay, step number 3. I have my little notes that I made, so that's what I keep looking at. I got super inspired before Zen Monday, so I want to make sure I'm hitting all these things. Okay, step number 3 is you want to start shifting the parts of yourself that makes you feel anxious. So I talked a little bit about that. So I might have talked it in with step 2, but it's once in one. So for example, there's a certain chips that you eat when you are anxious. Stop buying those chips. Stop buying that brand because you're just making it comfortable for you to be anxious. If you drink, like I've gone through periods of my time, I love to drink. No, I'm not an alcoholic. No, but when I'm anxious, drinking is something that calms me down. So when I feel that like I'm feeling very anxious in life for whatever reason it is, I don't buy beer, I don't buy wine, I don't buy peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I eat a lot of peanut butter when I'm anxious. Or nuts, like almonds and nuts and things like that. That's like manic eating for me. So when I'm going through something that gives me like an anxious period in my life, I remove all those things that are part of my life. So again, you want to start shifting the parts in your life that cater to that identity that you were trying to shift. So far, if you're joining in, we are talking about how to shift parts of your old identity that no longer serve you. So we are in step 3 out of 5 steps. So step 3 is make it hard for you to give in to that identity that you're trying to remove. This may mean cutting friendships for a while. You may not cut him off completely, but you're like, you know what? I'm not going to hang out with so-and-so because she stresses me out. So you stop hanging out with this person. I'm not going to buy for me. I've said it before. I'm not going to buy the peanut butter or the nuts or the drinks because when I'm anxious, those are they numb me out. They make me feel comfortable. And right now you're trying to shed that layer. You don't want to be comfortable in that identity. You want to be uncomfortable because when you're uncomfortable, that's what's going to lead you to change. If you are comfortable, think about it. Periods of your life when you've been comfortable, you don't do shit about it. You kind of just stay comfortable. If you are uncomfortable, that's when you're like, I gotta change, right? Okay, so step number 2 is that anything that caters to your anxiety, and I'm saying anxiety as the example, but anything that caters to that identity that you want to shift, stop catering to that. And just kind of be, okay, people are agreeing. Bex, hi, my friend. Okay, you agree. So you already know if you're listening to me and give me some hearts or, comments, if this is something that you can relate, that you have certain things like, again, and this can be anything from friends to food to clothes that you're like, oh, when I'm anxious, I'm going to put on my favorite comfy sweater. Throw that sweater away, give it away. This is not where you have the safety nets, as I like to call. This is where you get rid of your safety nets because this is something you're trying to get out of your life. So the second part, which is step 4, which goes very much hand in hand. I just want to break it up really easily for you guys. You want to find replacements for those old safety nets. So let me share with you what I mean. Okay, so let's say I feel anxiety, right? So when I feel anxiety, again, I am not anxious. So you never say I am this. Because I am is part of your identity. And the more you are attached to your identity, the harder it is for you to change. So the least during the day where you can say, I am this, unless you say, I am spiritual, I am love, I am abundance, all day, every day. Because those are going to make you evolve. But if you have statements that are make you retract, like I am anxious, I am single, I am scared, I am depressed, cut that off your vocabulary. So that was a side note. But step number 4 is you start replacing. So in the example of this client that I have that she's really anxious. So first, she knows that she's going through a period where, or I'll say it with myself, let's say I'm going through a period when I'm feeling more anxiety. I'm going to make sure that my safety nets are gone. No peanut butter, no beer, no wine, no nuts. Like, those mixed nuts that are really salty. I shove my face and then my belly hurts. But then you want to have a replacement. So when I'm feeling anxiety, you're not going to get thrown in the middle of the ocean and being like, shit, because that may trigger another behavior that is worse. So then you say, I'm not going to go for the nuts. I'm going to go to take a shower. I use it as a personal example. For me, showers are extremely calming. There goes through days, if I'm feeling stressed or whatever, that I may take 2, 3, 4 showers a day. Granted, I don't have a corporate job. If you do, some of the places, when I used to work at L'Oreal, I know they had showers on the top floor, so that might be an option. But think about where you work, where your everyday normal situation is. What's a replacement? Is it maybe reading your favorite blog when you're feeling anxious? Is it texting your best friend? Is it looking at videos of cats and silly babies on YouTube? So for like the 3 top behaviors that you have, what's your replacement when you're trying to shed that identity? So for me, it's like showers. I love to look pictures of my nieces and my nephews. I have a WhatsApp group that there's like hundreds of messages because I have a huge family. So I always go to the WhatsApp. It always makes me feel better. So those are things that already I have in mind. And I also have, I don't have it here, but I have this awesome mason jar that I love. I fill it with like lemon and fruit and water and things that I love. So those keep me calm. I light a candle. I have a candle lit right here. So think about how are you going to replace that behavior that no longer serves you, right? So that's step number 4. And step number 5, and I'm going to shift it for you a little bit, is what are the current parts of your identity that you love? I'm going to give you an example of what I'm saying this. Let's say you have a pet or a kid, and I'm sure you've heard this example before. If you have kids and they really want something, like I want to play with this, I want to really play really bad with this, all you do is distract them. And you're like, here you go. Here's another toy. As soon as the distraction is focused, then they stop choking whatever desire that they want. So let me now put it all together with you. If there's a part of your identity that you're trying to release that no longer serves you and you've identified it. So in the example of giving throughout the Zen Mondays is anxiety. So you no longer want to be anxious. It no longer serves you. You're ready to let it go. So then you're like, okay, I know I have this part of myself that I'm working on. Excuse me, it's not forever. It's there. Got it. Now make a list. What are the other things about my identity that I love? Okay, I'm really disciplined. I'm motivated. I make people laugh. I am funny. I am super sweet. I am silly. I am playful. I am healthy, right? What are all the other things about your identity that you love and you're really proud of yourself? So you have the first 4 steps that we went over. You're going to have that in place. And then you let it go and you trust and you know that you are shifting in that transitional period, which honestly for some people it might take a week, 2 weeks. Some people it might be 6 months, a year. You know, it really depends how rooted it is. Work with a coach or a therapist because they're going to hold you accountable and hold you through that process. But in the other part of it, for you, what you can do in the process, make a list of those things and say, you know what, I'm going to appreciate and focus on the things that I love about my identity. So we tend as humans to like melodramatic and make it seem like there's this one area that I'm awful at and then I become only that person. Like I am only anxious and this is it. And then we somehow forget all these amazing things that make us who we are. So in step 5, I want you to focus and appreciate every day because it's going to be through repetition that you're going to change your beliefs. A belief, like Abraham Hicks say, it's just something that you repeated enough times that now you believe that. So that can be undone. Like if you know that, okay, I am not good at this. I've only repeated that thought so many times that now I believe it's true. So do the opposite. By repetition and appreciating the amazing parts of your identity, that's how you're going to shift the belief. Instead of the example I've been giving is I am anxious is I'm calm. I'm calm as a cucumber. I'm actually really calm in most circumstances where other people tend to freak out. Okay, I'm calm. Whatever it is that you can keep repeating yourself every day, make a list. Listen, if you have time to be on Instagram and Facebook and scroll down for plenty of minutes a day, you have enough time to spend 5 to 10 minutes a day repeating and appreciating the parts of you that you love. So all it takes is you're going to flip the balance from I have a lot of anxiety, I am anxious, all this crap you've been telling yourself. Repetition, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, I'm great, I'm amazing. That's all it is. The anxiety is going to diminish and eventually disappear. And the amazing parts of your identity that you love are going to take over. So how does this all sound for you guys? Do you have any questions for me? I see some comments here. I can so relate. It works. Judy, I love that. It's true. And the thing is, it works. All you need to do it once. Like if this is the first time that you're getting into this inner work, I challenge you. If things have not been working in an area of your life, like you've tried everything and you're like, like those things like, I've tried every diet and I'm still, have not lost the weight. You haven't tried it all first, because otherwise, you will have a solution. And great, Rebecca, Bex, love it. It makes sense. Wonderful. I really appreciate that. The second, okay, so if it's not working, you haven't tried it all. And the second part is give this a chance. Don't give it a chance for a day or a week. Give it a chance for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and make it part of your habit, part of your routine. Then you'll get the proof. Humans, we operate by proof. Like we need the physical proof that this works, right? So get the proof that this works, and then you can try it for other areas of your life. So before we close it up, I want to do a quick meditation, but I want to kind of share, this is, going within my own, what I'm experiencing right now. For me, I've always had like a very up and down yo-yo relationship with food. Like it's always been like, oh, this is amazing. I love my body. And then it's like, oh my God, I feel like shit. I can't believe that I ate this. And I keep wanting to find a balance where I love my body regardless of the food. Because food is whatever meaning we give it to. If we think pizza is healthy, you can eat pizza every day of your life and you be healthy. If you think pizza is going to make you fat and it's disgusting, you're going to eat it a couple times and you're going to gain weight, right? Everything is whatever meaning we give it to. So Today's Zen Monday was inspired by my own journey of my relationship with food and my body. So these are the steps that I will also take in order to shift my relationship with food and my self-body image, because it's something that I've been, I don't want to say struggling with, but it's something I've been experiencing most of my life. Frankly, I'm uncomfortable and I'm sick and tired of spending so much time thinking about my relationship with body and with food. So this is the next phase, you guys. So all I'm saying is I'm here talking about it, but I'm also here experiencing it. And the only reason I'm talking about it is because I feel called to do that. And I think bringing light to these subjects is how we're going to change. Keeping it in and keeping it dark and keeping it bottled, it's not going to change anything. It's just going to form a web of emotions within you. So bring light. If you don't feel comfortable talking to somebody about it, journal about it. But I'm saying get it out of your head, into paper, into voice. Allow that light to come in and believe and know that this is temporary. You will heal from this. Nothing is forever. Anyways, those were my 2 cents, but I think it's so important as I'm sharing all of this with you guys to share where I'm at. Because sometimes you see yourself, somebody talking in a camera and they're like, they have it all figured out, and it's not. Most of the things that I talk about, I am experiencing, and talking about it just helps selfishly speed up my own process. So that's the truth. Okay, so this is so great. If you guys don't have any other questions, let's take a couple minutes to meditate. You know that I love to finish Zen Mondays with a 3 to 5 minute meditation. It's a guided meditation. If you are beginning to meditate, this is wonderful, and it'll really set you up for the week ahead. So let me find some music. And if you lovely friends want to get comfortable, whether you're laying down, sitting down, and let's just meditate for a couple of minutes. All right, my friends, here we go. Let's just take a deep breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale all the way out. And just begin to slow down your body, slow down your thoughts. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, just gently close your eyes. Continue following the natural rhythm of your breath. Just inhale in, exhale out. Start by finding that stillness within you. Maybe it's through the form of a thought, a feeling. Start searching and find that part within you that feels still, that feels strong, that feels protected and guided. And breathe into it. As you breathe into it, you're going to bring energy to that part within you that is not scared, that is not resistant, that just feels protected and connected and alive. Visualize it like a balloon. The more you breathe into it, the more it expands, the more it continues to grow. And visualize that balloon turning into almost a cloud. And allow yourself to be surrounded by that beautiful energy that is still, that is strong, that is protected, and that feels so calm. So you continue breathing. Now I just want you to visualize that energy expanding through the top of your head, your forehead, your eyes, your nose. Bringing that energy down to your chin, your neck. Feel that beautiful energy coming down your chest. Really feel in that calmness, that stillness, that serenity and that peace in your body. All the way out your arms, through your fingers, all the way to the end of your fingertips. Continue breathing in and out, feeling that energy moving down your heart, your chest, all the way down your belly. If you ever feel, as we're going down your body, any areas of tension, just focus on that area for a second. Breathe in energy to that area until it dissipates, until it disappears. Just continue breathing down your root chakra, your hips. Breathing in that beautiful energy down your legs. Beautiful, strong legs that hold you up every single day. All the way down your knees, your calves. Continue releasing and breathing that beautiful, calming energy all the way down to your feet, your toes, and wiggle them around. And now you're completely embodied, internally, externally, with this calming, grounding energy that you've created, that you've brought into your body, throughout your body, externally, all around you. In this moment of fully appreciation, just think of a few things in your mind that are part of who you are, your identity, that you love, that you appreciate, that you are proud of. And just go down the list. I am funny. I love being funny. I am peaceful. I love being peaceful. I am playful. Oh, I so appreciate being playful. Just continue going down your mind. Few things that come off that you are and that you love and appreciate being that way. Now feel that energy within you to continue to expand, to grow. Feel the tingles and the energy in your body. Now for this upcoming week, if you ever feel like you're caught up in this identity that you are trying to release, come back to this moment. Think about all these beautiful things that you love about yourself. And all you have to do is take a few minutes, whether you have to go into the bathroom or take a break from your work, go into a conference room or go into your bedroom, and just take a couple of minutes to ground yourself like we did in this meditation. To think of the beautiful things about yourself that you love, that you appreciate, that you are proud of. Align yourself and then continue on with your day. Know that you have the power and the strength and the ability within you to get back to the flow, to get back to the place of stillness and of love. All it takes is those few minutes. All right, friends, I want you to take a gentle breath. Inhale through your nose. Hold it at the top and feel that energy within you. Really feel what it feels like inside right now. Hold it and release. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. That was so beautiful. I love, that was so powerful. Thank you for your time, for your trust, for your openness. I am here every Monday. Next week I am traveling, so I might do it on Tuesday, but stay tuned. Instagram is the best way to see my updates. Also, I am taking new coaching clients. So if anybody you know is looking for a coach, if you've heard of a coach, if my message, my energy resonates with you, DM me, or you can go to my website, stephanievershow.com, send me a message. I also do coaching in Spanish. Así que si conoces a alguien que necesita hacer todo esto en español, avísame. I do both English and Spanish. I love you guys so very much. I appreciate your time, your energy, you being here with me. If you love this, share it with a friend. I post it on YouTube every Tuesday, so you can search past episodes on YouTube. Just look me up with Stephanie Vershow. You can binge watch. It's so fun. Have an amazing, amazing week. And remember to always follow your joy. Always and in all ways. Mwah. I love you, friends. I love you, family. See you guys around.